If you've ever had a client that says they want the most natural makeup ever, neutral colors and nothing nothing too much on their face, then I think you should watch this tutorial, because this is the client I had on my seat on this day. My client Crystal, she's my client and my friend. I've been doing her makeup for like, I think, 5 years, and every year she comes with the same what's it called, like the same pattern of makeup. She always wants a no makeup. Like, I don't know, no matter what I do, she always seems like it's too much. So I started with my skin prep, and then I did my hydrating process, because she had some acne and some spots on her face. I had to use this what's it called, pore minimizing smoothing primer, just to blow out the face and create a smooth canvas for my foundation. Like I said earlier, she always doesn't like heavy makeup. Like, there's nothing you will say in this life that will make Krista agree to you doing a heavy makeup on her. So I already know her pattern. So whenever she comes, I already know that, okay, I'm just going to do a very calm, neutral look on her. Today's look, she brought an inspiration that she wants to achieve. So I went in with my foundation. This foundation I'm using, okay, I think is, I don't know, it's NYX also, yeah. I wanted a very light foundation that has a good coverage, not necessarily very full coverage, but just a good coverage, because she doesn't like heavy makeup, and I still need to cover her spots. Yeah, so I had to go for something that has a soft finish and a good coverage. So this is the foundation I'm using, and I'm glad that it actually suited her skin very well, and it covered the spots I was aiming at covering. So normally when I'm doing her makeup, the skin prep or foundation is not usually the problem, but when we get to maybe concealer and the rest, that's when we start having issues, because she's always like, I don't want concealer on my face, I don't want setting powder on my face. I don't know how I'm supposed to do makeup without setting powder or concealer, but we always argue until the end of the section, so I'm used to it. See, look at, did you see that reaction she did when I was applying her blush? She was complaining that she didn't want blush. But how am I supposed to do makeup without blush? I tried telling her that if I don't put blush, her face is going to be flat. There won't be any warmth on her cheek. So she was like, just apply a little. I said, no problem, ma. Your wish is my command. So I tried to apply a very little amount of blush. So she was like, it's okay. I said, okay, let me just blend it in properly. So for minimalist client, people that don't like plenty makeup, you have to always apply things in moderation. You see that reaction again. She didn't want concealer. How am I supposed to do a full glam without highlighting? Yes, I know she doesn't want a heavy makeup, but I still have to do highlights, because the mood board she showed me was a full glam, just that the colors were neutral, and that's what I was trying to achieve. But no, she didn't want me to apply concealer. She didn't want me to apply setting powder. She didn't want me to apply anything. At one point, she was saying, I don't want powder on my face. I'm like, how am I supposed to just apply cream products without powdering them? It's going to wear out. She was like, she doesn't care. She just doesn't want cream powder product on her face. This look was for a shoot, and there was no how I was going to do just cream base without pressed powders. So at the end of the day, the makeup came out very lovely. Why I'm saying all this is so that you know that it's not every time that your client is right. Sometimes your clients are not right. They don't know what they are saying. They're just saying it because they feel like they should say. You get. If I'd agreed to her terms and everything she was saying, we would not have achieved anything, because there was no way I could do a makeup without applying powdery product. So I had to go in with a lighter concealer for under the eyes because I still needed to get some highlights. So for every step I took, I had to explain and then explain because seriously, it was not easy. It's not usually easy working with minimalist clients because there's nothing you would do that they won't as in pick fault in. But I'm just glad that the makeup came out lovely and she loved it. So like I said earlier, not every time that your client says something that you have to agree. Sometimes they are not right. They just say because they feel like it should be that way. But you as a professional, you should know what is right and what is not right. What is achievable and what is not achievable. So for my setting powder, I use my brush to pick some powders from my Tehila powder container, the Tehila setting powder. I used the medium shade and I loved the outcome. If you can see how light this setting powder is, yet she was still complaining that it was too much. Like I was literally just taking as little as I can just to set the under eyes. Yet she was complaining it was too much. Like she was complaining about everything, literally everything. But like I said, I'm just glad it came together. So no matter what you're doing, always make sure to set your cream products with powders. If not, you are going to ruin the whole look. Always set your cream products with powders, no matter the look you're going for. Unless you're doing a runway, even if you're doing a runway, you have to set with powder product because cream products are not allowed to stand alone. They are not standalone products. They can't withstand the sweat or stress of anything. So always remember to set your cream product. So while she was telling me, I don't want the powder, it's too much, I was just saying, calm down, I have to do it. Then I had to set the whole face with powder because why not? I can't do makeup without setting with powder. This makeup was for a photo shoot. How am I supposed to allow her go to the studio to go take her pictures when I did not set the face with powder? Everything's just going to run down. Immediately she steps her foot out of my studio. So, and I was not ready to take the fall for that. So next I went in with my bronzer. If you notice, whatever I applied on this face or everything that I've been applying, I have been applying in moderation. I was very careful not to use too much of any product whatsoever. From my foundation to my powder, setting powder, bronzer, even the cream blusher I applied everything in moderation because that was what she wanted. My clients, I always listen to whatever they want and then I work according to their description. I will only tell you that this cannot work and this can work. If you bring something that is not doable, I'll tell you this is not doable. But if it's something that I can do, or maybe tweak it a little, it's fine. I'll just accept. But I will always give my professional advice because I am the professional out there, not you. I'm professional here, rather, not you. Because most people just talk on their own perspective, not minding if it will work or not. Okay. So I still went in with another setting powder because I can't help it. I have to make sure that the under eye is well blended and there is some hints of highlight under there. I don't want the face to be flat because if the face ends up being flat, when they take the pictures or when she takes her pictures, it's going to stress the photographer when he's editing it. And there will not be any dimension on the face. There will not be any contour, no highlight. Everything will just be flat. And it doesn't look good in pictures. So I tried to explain to her. Then I went in with a little powder blush. Then the eyeshadow parts. This was one of the most annoying parts of this shoot because she was complaining. I wish I can put the sound. I can turn on the sound for people to hear. She said she didn't like it. She didn't like that. I should clean it. She didn't like it. But this was the look she brought. And I didn't even use eyeshadow primer or base. I just applied the eyeshadow like that. Yeah, she was complaining, I don't like it. Please clean it. I don't like it. I said, okay, don't worry. I'm going to try to calm it down to your taste. So I did some 1, 2, 3 things. Then I was able to calm the eyeshadow look to her taste, because ever since I've been doing her makeup, I've never ever used shimmer on her eyes. She doesn't like shimmer on her eyes at all. She always like nude eyeshadow that look like skin color. But for the look she was going for, that was not the eyeshadow look they did. They did a shimmer eyeshadow, even if it was very light. So, and that look would have really suited her. So I insisted that we'll follow that exact look. So I started blending out the eyeshadow with a powder, something close to her shade, just to calm down the brightness of the eyeshadow, because my client satisfaction is paramount. I don't joke with their satisfaction. So if she says she doesn't like it, then I'm always gonna do something about it. So I tried to make sure that I made her comfortable and I did whatever she wanted. So I started dusting off, trying to blend in some powders into the eyeshadow to calm down the eyeshadow look, and she started smiling. At that point, I was happy that at least I was making her happy, and we had gone past the stage of I don't like that, I don't like that. So we finally finished with the eyeshadow, and I had to do some what's it called? Some fox eyes or something. More like creating a smoky eyeshadow at the end of the eyes, because that was the look she gave me. So just enjoy this part of the eyeshadow look while I come back later for us to talk about the eyebrows and the other part of the makeup. So initially I wanted to just leave the eyeshadow the way it was, just the light shimmer on the lid, and then let it go. But she insisted she wanted me to create the fox eyes. That's the smoky eye at the end. And I was like, I thought you said you don't want anything on your eyes, you just want something very neutral. How come you're not insisting on smoky eyes at the end? So then that's what she wanted. I said, okay, well, who am I to say no? So I started creating the fox look, the fuzzy eyes, and funny enough, it really, really looked good. It helped elevate the eye look and lifted her eyes better. I said, okay, I had to go do it for the second eyes, because I realized that this look was actually given. But for somebody who says she doesn't like colors on her face and didn't want a shouty look, this was my least expectation. I didn't expect that she would want me to continue with the smoky eyes. So I went to the other part of the face and did the same thing I did onto the eyes. So now look at her feeling herself. That is why I said it is not every time a client says, I don't want that you're just going to bulge. Sometimes try to educate them on why you're doing what you're doing, or why you need to do a particular thing, because you are the professional there. So I started lining her under eyes. So far, so good. I was happy that she was liking her makeup, even though we've had lots of back and forth, and we've there were times when I almost felt like sending her out of my studio, because I was getting angry, because she was really overdoing it. At one point she was like, I don't want it, please remove it. And me, I'm like, calm down, calm down, what you please. So I didn't know that she was my friend. Maybe I would have said, I'm not doing it again, please go away, come, let me refund your money. But then I know that would still end up on the same pitch at the end of the day, because obviously this is not the first time I'm doing her makeup. Like I said, I've been doing her makeup for like 5 years, so I've always experienced this. All our sections are always like this. We are always arguing about what to apply, what not to apply, what and what not to. But we always come to an agreement, and the makeup always eats every single time. So I had to do like a very sweet foxy eyes to just accentuate her whole eye look. See, look at her dancing. Somebody was quarreling me some minutes ago. She's already dancing like she was feeling the look and she was vibing to it. For somebody who did not want me to apply powder or anything on her face, she was already feeling it. So next, I went to the brow. I used my classic pencil to outline the outer corners of the brows before filling in the brows. For the brows, I'm not going to talk too much because I've talked about eyebrow tutorials a lot. More like I talk about it every day. So I'm not going to be talking about it. So it's just simple. You outline your brows with pencil and then you fill in. As simple as ABC. Some people will take on my comment section and say, you're making it look like it's very simple. Yes, it's simple. For me though, I don't know about you, but for me it's simple. If it's not simple for you, then it's not my fault. Not everybody should be a makeup artist. That's why we have other careers. And moreover, if everybody becomes a makeup artist, who's going to patronize us? So it's simple for me to do. It might not be simple for you, but then that's why I'm the professional. So I was done with the brows. I started concealing. I noticed that this other brow rather was a bit bigger than the other one, so I had to try to reduce it to make them appear similar. And I actually love the result I got. The brows came out very neat, very very neat. For this other one, I didn't have to do much work, just conceal following the line I've drawn, and voila, that was done. For the lips, I had to do nude because obviously she is a nude girly. I've never done any other color on her lip before. She wouldn't even sit for it. She will just walk out. So it's always nude any day, anytime. And this is the only part we don't argue about because I already know her preference and I don't talk about it. I know that okay, it will always be nude. And it has to be outlining with brown and then coming back with a pinkish nude in the middle. So I was already used to her normal routine, so this was not a problem. So I used my lip eye magically palette to outline before touching the nude pink shade on the same palette to fill in the inner corners. So normally when I do my outline, I always use my brush to blend it because I don't like having harsh lines on any part of the face, whether eyes, lips, skin, whatever. I always make sure I'm blending as I'm applying. So I went in with a nude pinkish shade. This shade is very similar to her lip shade, so you might not even notice that I applied anything on her lip. She loved it. She didn't complain about this one. That was the only thing she didn't complain about. So this lip gloss, Gucci Beauty lip gloss, is her brand. She's the CEO of Gucci Beauty lip brand. That was why she was dancing when I brought it out. Because I was like, you have to use your brand for this look. There's no how I will do your makeup and I will not use your brand. How would they know that you are the CEO if I don't use your brand? So I used the brown shade from her lip collection to outline her lip, the brown lip gloss, and I loved the shade. I love the shade. I love how it came together. Always remember to blend. Whatever you do, make sure you are blending as you're applying. That's the only way you have a flawless finish. Now I went in with a clear gloss for the inner corner, and I also remember to blend while I was applying because I didn't want to leave any harsh line like I said earlier. So either you tell your client to smack their lips or you blend manually. Either ways, it works. So I just told her to just smack her lips a little. Then I went in with my brush to just blend the transition area where the two colors meet. Always remember to set your face with powder. So I came back with a little powder to just set the whole face and remove any form of shine on the face. So I just applied a light layer of powder. I didn't want much because my girl does not like powder on her face. So that was it. And I tried to use a very lightweight powder. I didn't want something that was too heavy or mattifying, just so we get the natural feel that we wanted to achieve. She didn't want me to apply any more powder, but I had to use my post setting with a lighter shade of powder for the under eyes. So I tweaked her by saying I wanted to dust off the setting powder under her eyes. I just said, I'm not applying anything. Let me just dust off the setting powder under your eyes and we're done. She was like, it is how you're dusting off setting powder. I said, yeah, I'm dusting it off now. See, so sometimes the clients don't really know what is best for themselves. They just sure you have to explain to them and then try your best to do it better so they believe that you know best. So at the end of the day, her makeup ate like massively and she loved it and I also loved it. So after applying the powder on the face, I realized that the face became flat and I lost some warmth on the cheek. So I had to bring back the bronzer to the cheekbone areas. I didn't want to apply much because she didn't like it, so I tried to apply a little amount before applying my blush. For my blush, I went for something a bit pinkish and orangey. I mixed two shades, pinkish orangey, because I didn't want something very sharp. I needed something that would just add warmth to the cheek. So I just decided to go for that and it worked. Now look at her feeling herself. I started throwing tantrums throughout the whole section. Look at her feeling herself. And then I applied the blush and oh yeah, I loved how it came out. But for some reason she said it was too much, she didn't like it, so I had to use my powder brush to tone it down a bit. Like I said, no matter what I do, I still take directions from my client. Whatever you feel is okay for you, I'll do it. Whatever I feel is okay, I'll just try to educate you more on it. I didn't want her to be uncomfortable, so I just made sure I followed her description and whatever she wanted. So we were done. I just applied some highlighter, and that was where our problem started from, because she did not like the highlighter at all. She did not want it. She was even running away from me while I was applying it. Immediately she was like, she doesn't like it, I have to clean it, I should clean it. Hey, I was trying to beg her that it's fine. She said, no. She doesn't want it, that I should clean it. No, I should clean it. I said, okay, how about the nose? Let me finish with the nose first. Because after I applied the one on the nose, she said, I don't want it. Please clean it. See me, I had to start cleaning the highlighters after applying them. It wasn't funny at all. It wasn't funny. So I should clean it, I should remove it. I said, okay. So I took my powder brush and I dusted it off. And we were okay. It was her checking out the lashes to be sure that it was what she wanted, because we had applied one initially and she didn't like it. Next, I went in with my setting spray. This setting spray is a soft matte spray. It's not very mattifying. It's just what I needed for the look. Then I went in with my sealing spray from FBH. This is my go-to spray anytime, any day. So this is the finished look, guys. It was beautiful. I ended up loving it and so did she. You can see her trying to do some selfies. For someone who didn't want anything, she loved everything actually. So I hope you enjoyed this video, because I enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed doing the makeup and I enjoyed creating this content for you guys. So guys, see you in my next video. I'm so glad the makeup turned out very beautiful. She absolutely loved it. So guys, don't forget to like, comment, share and save this video just in case you come across a client like mine. Bye.